Hey everybody, Jason here with Desert Sky, and today we are going to be doing our love and relationship predictions for the next 12 months. So the format's going to be a pick a card, and we have our stones laid out here. So what I want you to do here as I'm shuffling and getting ready is just kind of take a look at the stones, take a moment to take them in, find one that reaches out to you, that is calling your name, is bringing that attraction into your space. And then from there, we will do a reading for each card. So if you want to take a moment here, take a deep breath and close your eyes if you'd like. And just think about the stones that are on the placemat here. We have our sodalite. We have our carnelian. We have our amethyst. And we have our citrine. Now, these are going to be general readings, so if they apply to you, please let me know. If they resonate, let me know by liking this video. And of course, I'm going to ask you to subscribe, of course, to the channel. That really helps us out. And then let's see, what else do I have for housekeeping here? There will be chapters here. So if you, for example, pick the citrine, you will be able to go down into the search bar and locate where that reading begins. Let me know if you have any comments or questions below in the comment section. If you want some more clarification, if you would like a little more information, more than happy to try to answer some questions. Just got to reach out to me through the comments there. And that's it. So we will get started with our love and relationship predictions for 2024 for the next 12 months. Hey everybody, if the sodalite was your stone, you are in the right place, and we're going to go on and get our cards laid out here and see what this year has in store for love and relationships for you. Let's see here. Okay, we're going to start out here with the Beyond Illusion and the Mind card here. And this is really coming kind of framing the question, the situation in terms of love and relationships for you. So the Beyond Illusion for me is really about seeing things more clearly, about kind of not really having the wool pulled over your eyes anymore. And I think that's been an issue because we have our mind card where, it's about being foggy. It's about not seeing things clearly. It's about, not thinking straight, not seeing things with the right perspective. So I think that's really what this year is going to be about for you, whether this is a relationship that you're in or a relation or the type of person that you're attracted to. It's really going to be about pulling that veil back and you know, seeing things more clearly, seeing the type of people that you're attracted to, trying to make active decisions on changing that, trying to do some work on yourself there for this next 12 months here. Then we have the flowering card here, which ties into these other two cards for me. And this is kind of your perspective. And I always look at this card to see if, the cards indicate if you're seeing this clearly or if your point of view on it may be a little skewed. And I actually think that you are seeing this clearly. I think that you understand that it's time for a growth period. And that's really what this flowering card kind of signifies for me, is that you understand that it's time to grow. Things have to change. If you continue to do the same things over and over and over again, you're going to get the same results, and you don't want that anymore. So I think this frames out the issue nicely for you here in 2024. And that doesn't necessarily mean that love and relationships are off the table. I think you're just reevaluating what all that actually means for you in terms of one, if you're with somebody, or two, the type of person that you may be attracted to. You're really just taking a deep dive into that and doing some self-work here. Okay, so actions. Things that you're doing, things that you need to do, things that are kind of contributing to this in terms of what your actions, what you're doing, what those types of things. We have the sharing card, and again, this is a kind of a nurturing, being patient type card, really getting a feel for the land, being patient with yourself, being gentle with yourself, nurturing yourself, in respect to not beating yourself up about how things may be at the current moment. You're not, again, you're just not being too rough with yourself. You are being open with the people that care about you. You're trusting their guidance more. And the ultimate goal, what you're trying to accomplish here, is to get out of this situation out here. And I think that, and this is a suppression card. This is where everything's pretty much just like coming in on you. And I think that that's kind of how you felt relationship wise, in terms of getting in the same situation over and over again. It feels like this is a cycle you can't escape. But the good news is here is that we do have this. I mean, the 10 is a completion card here. So this is the end of a cycle for you. And that makes a lot of sense to me, given that these other moves that you're taking, to move that direction. And then we have, kind of the bigger picture, what the bigger goal is. Of course, this is the short-term goal. You're trying to break this cycle, but the bigger picture when it comes to all of this for you in the next 12 months is really going to be looking again. It's the awareness card. I mean, this is again talking about like pulling back the veil, seeing things for what they really are. So, and this seems, I mean, one, it's a major arcana card, which means it's going to be, kind of a bigger deal than just your everyday mundane type, routine type things. So I think this is a permanent type of change that you're working on, and this does take more effort. It does take a little more time, but it is worth it. And this is kind of like, let's see if there's another example. I mean, if this wasn't a major arcana, if this is a minor arcana type card, it would be more like, well, maybe you're making a change. You know that this is kind of the right direction at this point in time, and you make a quick shift, something like this. This is more of a permanent type of deal for you. So that's is very encouraging in terms of, Lisa, in terms of the long term, what you're wanting to do. You are definitely moving towards your goal here. Some of the things that we have on the table that may help is, one, you have your perspective. You are slowing down. You are taking a look at the horizon. You are analyzing everything. You're not just jumping in now. Again, seeing things for what they are, veil coming down, trusting people that you're around, wanting to get rid of this craziness, this growth. You're doing this the right way. So that is absolutely an asset for you. Keep that in mind, that it's okay if you slow roll everything, because you need to look out for you and what's best for you. And it seems like, at least in terms of the reading and the cards, that is exactly what you're doing. Opportunities, things that are going to come into play. Short term, probably. This is usually anywhere between 1 and 3 month type card in terms of opportunities for me, is the burden here. And the burden is really about, in this particular reading, the way this is set in this location and everything, I really think that this is going to be an opportunity for you to shake this off, and start to move in the direction that you want to be moving. So I think there's going to be something that comes your way to where you're just like, that's it. I can't do another day of this. I can't go back to this. I can't deal with this anymore. I can't swallow this pill. Not one more pill. I'm done with it. And this is going to be the opportunity to kind of shake that off. So look out for that. I mean, that's, the situation itself doesn't necessarily feel good, but it is a signpost for you of saying, hey, this is something that should excite me, because this is an opportunity. Once I get past that, then I know things are going to be moving in the right direction. I think you're moving in the right direction anyway. This is just one of those benchmark things for you. Let's see, what else do we have here? We'll just go. We got the Thunderbolt card up here, which I'm kind of tying into the things that are in our corner. And I like the Thunderbolt card. It's the Tower card if you're talking about a Rider-Waite deck, and it's sudden, abrupt changes. So I'm assuming that it has something to do with whatever this burden is. It's going to be a sudden, abrupt type change as well, to where things just kind of come crashing down. And I like the card because, once again, it's going to be you just being like, I'm done. I've had enough. And whatever happens, or whatever that trigger is for you, it is going to propel you into this transition that you're trying to make, the things that you're looking at, the changes that you want to make. And it's all, I don't want, it's almost going to make things easier in that it's kind of like, well, that bridge is burned type deal. I can't go past across the bridge, so I'm not even going to think about it anymore. It's kind of like one of those deals. It's like um, you have been working at this, working at this, working at this thing, whatever it is, comes in and really just makes you want to scream, but you scream and then it's a relief and that's behind you and you can move forward. So I really like this card for you in this situation as well. And once again, it is another major arcana card. So these are some bigger themes that we are dealing with for you today in terms of some of these placements here. Now, in terms of kind of your action timing, um, this is interesting because we have a new energy coming in here, which is going to propel you to move through this process wherever you're at, and it's going to propel you to move forward in this process. And a lot of times, um, I'll be able to tell you, hey, if this is something you need to be patient with, this is something you need to act on now. But to be quite honest with you, I think that this is going to come very naturally. There's going to be a few things that happen that you need to keep your eyes out for. This energy is going to come, and I think that it's going to trigger really whenever this thunderbolt um, scenario ends up happening for you. And it's going to be a new lease on life, and you're going to be very focused, and things are going to start falling into place, and these transitions are going to happen for you. So I think overall, although right now this isn't probably the best place for you, at least in your head, maybe you're not thinking it's the best place, or maybe you are, maybe you're ready for the change. But if you're not feeling real great about where you're at right now, and you are thinking about these things, the good news is that the path is set here, and it's pretty clear cut, and I think you're going in a really good direction. So let's just recap here real quick on a couple things to look out for. One, keep your perspective over here with the slowing down card. Make sure to just go at your own pace, go with your own flow. Next thing, look for that opportunity where this burden just is like, it's time to shake this off. I'm tired of this. I can't do one more day of this. And of course, that's going to be kind of combined with a thunderbolt, because I do think this is going to come up pretty quick. I don't think this is going to be, I think you've been dealing with this, whatever this is, for a while. The feeling, the heaviness of it, like down here in the suppression card and in the mind. I think you've been dealing with this for a while. So when this snaps, it's going to be maybe long overdue, but regardless, the timing is going to be right on it. And you're just going to say, okay, I'm done. This is perfect for me. I can't deal with this another moment. And then from there, you're going to have a new lease on life. You're going to be, new focus, new perspective, and you're going to be really heading down the right direction. So that is what I have for this reading for the love and relationships for the next 12 months. I hope that has been helpful. If you have any questions or comments, if you have additional questions, like clarification questions, let me know in the comments below. I'll take another look at the spread and see if I can get you some more information on this. That's it. So we'll wrap it up for this time, and we'll get on to the next reading. Thanks again for watching. Hey everybody, welcome back. If you selected the carnelian as your stone for your reading, you are in the right place. So we have our deck here. We'll get them shuffled up and get our new spread laid out here and see what this year has in store for you for love and relationships for the next 12 months, 2024. Okay, so we are starting out here with the celebration card and the letting go card. So the celebration card is a card of growth, and the letting go card is a card of progress and achievement. I like these cards for you for a lot of different reasons. I mean, the letting go card, to me, the way that I'm reading this and the way that this feels to me right now is that all things happen when they're supposed to happen. So you got like these dribbles of water, these drops of water here, and they hold on to the leaf until the perfect time. And eh, assuming everything's undisturbed, it lets go just right at the perfect time. So it it shouldn't hold on any longer. It shouldn't rush to get off the leaf. It's just the timing is perfect there. I mean, I don't know if I'm explaining that right. It's just now's the time. And the other card that we have paired up with that for now is a celebration card. And on here, this is really about just taking it easy, enjoying life. You're kind of in a growth period, maybe not settling down real strong with anything or taking anything too incredibly serious. Um, you know, I think this is more about just kind of being who you are and seeing what happens. The other card that kind of pairs up with this, in terms of this particular section of the reading, is the going with the flow card. And this is really kind of like, how are you seeing this? Is your perspective skewed? Are you seeing this the right way? Seeing this the wrong way? What are your kind of perspective? Is your point of view on here, is it leading you in the right direction, basically? And we have the going with the flow card, which I really like here as well. So I mean, this is a cups card. This is basically saying, just go with it. Just trust your feeling, trust your gut, trust your judgment. And then so you combine those up with the celebration of, hey, be in the moment and things will happen when they're supposed to happen. This is an overall message of saying, don't try to push anything. Things are going to happen as they happen, and don't worry about it, because it will come. Um, so I like that combo. That's a really good message to start out here. Let's see what else that we have here. So in terms of actions, what are you doing right now? What do you need to do? We have the inner voice card here. Two is a card of balance, card of choice, and this is really calling for you to kind of balance yourself out, go inwards, make sure you are good with who you are. I don't think you're in a position where you're like out searching for yourself or anything else like that. I just want you to be grounded in who you are and understand that and feel good about the skin that you're in, basically, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And ultimately, what the accomplishment, that the achievement we're trying to do here, is grow. I mean, we're trying to mature, for lack of better words. We're trying to express and capture what we want in a relationship and in love. So it's not just settling for whatever comes by. It's like, you know what you want, you know what you don't want, and you're approaching this in a very type of, again, I hate the word, I don't like the word mature, but that type of manner, a very responsible almost kind of way, a very confident, a very in touch with yourself kind of way. So it's very nice. And then to cap that off, the bigger picture is to the receptivity, to be open, to be trusting yourself, to trust your intuition, to trust your gut on these things. So this is really, so far in terms of love and relationship, this is really focusing more back on you. And I think that's nice, because it's kind of a like attracts like type deal in to some respect. Because I mean, if you are working on yourself and you are, let's just say, stable, for lack of better words, and you know what you want, and you're working on yourself and you're doing all these things, and you're in a positive space, and nobody's like jacking with your head, and you're not living in this world of self-doubt and manipulation, all these other things. Well, that's the type of person you're going to attract. So if it was the other way, I mean, if you're down in the gutter on a lot of this stuff, I mean, you live in a world of manipulation and abuse and fighting and, backstabbing and all that stuff. Likely that's the type of person you are going to attract, and that's just going to continue the cycle, if you're stuck in that cycle. So I do like this, because it's really about, to me, it's just calling for, put your house in order, and then don't chase, attract. So in terms of love and relationship for this year. So I do like that. It's a very, very good message, strong message. I really like how that's playing out for you in this particular reading. Let's see here. What else do we have? What do we have in our corner? What are some of the things that are gonna help us? Some of the things we need to look out for. So we have the courage card here, and I actually think I love the courage card. I love the backstory of the card itself, and it really speaks to the idea that the seed which is down in this stone wall, has to either grow to get up to the sunlight to become who that seed is meant to be, the flower, or it dies. It basically has one or two choices. So I really like this card in this placement for you because to me, it almost tells me that you are one, you've already recognized this and you're already moving towards growth, or you've already kind of busted free and kind of left that stone wall behind. And, you're now kind of in this position of flowering some. I know that you're moving in the positive direction of just because of the other card. So I don't think you're stuck in here. So keep that as a focus because it's momentum. It's something to fall back on, and it just tells me that there's a strength and a will to do what you're doing here. Opportunities section, we have the burden here. The burden card, I actually think this is going to be a situation or something that comes in for you that's going to allow you to kind of like shake off this last thing. I mean, and I don't know what it is, maybe ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, maybe something that's been kind of bugging you for a certain period of time, it's been holding you back from moving on. But whatever it is, there's going to be an opportunity here to kind of shake that off and move past that. It's not going to bother you anymore. I'm not so sure that it bothers a whole bunch now, but every once in a while it pops up, and maybe more subconsciously it's holding you back a little bit from committing to other relationships or moving forward with your love and relationship desires. But there's going to be an opportunity for you to, at the very least, recognize that this no longer serves you. It doesn't serve you anyway, but you're going to like understand it. You're going to know it. You're going to feel it, and it's just going to be done for you. So that's something to be looking out for. And then in terms of roadblocks or the path ahead, we have the possibilities card here, and I think this is a great card. I mean, this is a card of choices again. It's a new energy. I mean, this eagle is flying over the horizon. It just basically means that your options are endless here. Everything's going to open up for you. You're gonna be able to go whatever direction you want to go, um, and you're going to have kind of a clear picture of the horizon ahead as well. So it's not like you're going to be going in blind. It's not like you're going to be in a moon type situation where a lot of things are hidden. I mean, everything's going to be opened up. Why? Because you're in a really good place yourself. So I think that is a great, great way to, or a great thing to know that's ahead of you. And I don't think this is too far off either. I mean, the burden situation, this particular situation is near opportunities in terms of the placements. I usually like to say this is usually something between 1 and 3 months. I actually feel like that for the folks this is resonating with, that a lot of this work is already in progress or completed, and you're kind of moving towards the later stage of this particular journey. And then finally, we have kind of the timing card, which is supposed to give us a better feel for the overall timing of, or more like, is this something that's going to drag out for a while? Is this something that's going to move fast? Things along those lines. And then here we got the sharing card, and this card does represent patience. But what's interesting about this is that this is, to me, not a different energy than everything else here that's already been established. So you're already doing this. I think what this is calling for is to continue approaching this that way. And when things maybe get a little dicey, just take a breath or two, refocus, and keep moving forward is what this is really calling for. There's really, I think that I don't see any like major wrecking balls coming in here and messing this all up for you. And if things, like I said, if they do get choppy, I think you have all the tools you need to move on. So a couple things to look for before we wrap this particular reading up is, one, I want you to remember this mindset that the worst of this is probably already behind you, that you have already done a lot of the work, and you obviously have the tools to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish here. Next thing is, look out for this situation and the burden, that situation where you're just like, okay, that's it, I'm done. That chapter is closed. There will be an opportunity. And then once we get to that, I think once we're past this, that's when everything else happens and we can move on to the next step, the next adventure, and the next journey on your love and relationship journey here. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, if you have any clarification questions you'd like to ask, drop them in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to try to help. We'll, pull the spread back up and we'll take a look at it and see if I can get you some more information if there's something specific you want to know. Other than that, we will stop this here. Thank you once again for watching. I hope this was helpful, and we'll get on to the next reading here. Hey everybody, welcome back. If you have selected the amethyst, you are in the correct place. You are at the right reading. I'm going to go on and move this stone up here and kind of out of the way so we have room for our cards here. And let's go on and see what this reading has in store for you for the next 12 months here. Love and relationship. Okay, so we are starting out here with the schizophrenia card and the intensity card here to kind of frame out the situation in terms of the love and relationship reading for the next 12 months here. So, love the card, not really wild about the name for the card, is what it is. This card is about tough choices. So you can kind of see the man here. He's holding on with his feet, he's holding on with his hands, holding on with his feet. And he has a tough choice to make, and he doesn't know which way to go. But the bottom line is regardless if he lets go with his hands or his feet, eventually he's going to have to make a choice, and when he does, it's an all-in kind of choice. It's not one of these choices that you can come back from. So it's a pretty important choice, and something that would be extremely difficult to do, and would probably weigh on most people. We're pairing this up with the intensity card, and this intensity is really calling for action. For me, new energy coming in, something that's forcing you into this situation here, whether you think you're ready for it or not. When things come in, you're ready for them. You may not always think you're ready for them, but this is going to put you kind of out of your comfort zone. It's a push, it's a drive, it's a kick in the butt, and it's saying, okay, it's time to get moving here because this no longer serves you, and we can't wait around any longer. And I find that funny too. I've personally dealt with this, where I've procrastinated, I put things off, I know things are a certain way, and I keep pushing on, pushing off, pushing off, and eventually I think universe just gets tired of me being me, and it just gives me a swift boot in the butt, and then I don't have a choice. And I think probably if I would act sooner, that would be a little bit easier to kind of work through. But there it is. Hopefully, those are lessons I'm learning personally along the way. But I think that's what this situation is here for you. I think that also, I think you have a clear vision of this. I mean, we have the courage card here, and the courage card is really about the transition from the seed down here in the dark and the damp and between the stones, and it understanding that it has a very difficult journey ahead of it to work its way up through the rocks, to make its way to the sunlight, to become what it is truly designed to be, which is a flower. But the only other choice is if it doesn't start trying to live, then ultimately it's going to die. And I'm not saying you are going to die. I'm not saying that. I am saying that you are stuck in a spot that it's almost unbearable, and you're not going to have a choice but to grow. And you want to grow, but it's just a lot of, I don't know, like momentum kind of holding that back. So in terms of the love and relationship side of this, I almost feel like this is maybe getting past somebody, getting over somebody, maybe getting over a certain type of person that you're attracted to, uh, maybe doing some work on yourself in terms of maybe there was some bad things that have happened to you in the past that you need to kind of get that taken care of and healed and move past that. But whatever it is, you can no longer stay where you're at. And if this, I mean, let's just say that you're not in a relationship and you were to get into a relationship here, probably wouldn't go very far. It wouldn't be built on a very strong foundation whatsoever. I mean, right now I feel like in terms of emotionally, your outlook, and the way you feel, your security, your comfort. I feel like you're on stable ground, that you don't feel stable, you don't feel safe. And so that's the worst time to get into a relationship, because like usually attracts like, and you don't want to attract that type of person into your life. It's not going to help you out. Okay, so what are we kind of doing about this? What's happening? What's moving? Um, what are we trying to accomplish? So we have the mind card here. So I think you do recognize this. I think what this is about is you're trying to clear all that out. You're trying to figure out how to get out of that headspace. And so if you're not taking action in that direction, this is calling for you to take action in that direction. And again, this may be something to where you need to speak with somebody, like some sort of counseling or things along those lines, to help give you a success plan to move forward and move away from this, and how to cope with this and deal with this. Because for whatever reasons, I get like this is something that you've been stuck with for a while, that you see it and you're fighting for it and you want to move forward. But sometimes we just need help getting pointed in the right direction. So, I mean, if you're not already starting to clear this out, this is going to be part of this decision making process. This no coming back type of leap that you're going to have to make. This is part of that process. And then ultimately, what you're trying to accomplish here is you're trying to become the new you, the new and improved, better you that can shed this stuff away. She's breaking through the veil. She's seeing things more clearly in this card. And I think that's exactly what you're trying to do. I think that we're at the beginning of this journey, but I think this is exactly what we're trying to do here. And then to kind of just like reinforce that, we have the exhaustion card here. And so this is kind of like, what is the bigger picture, or what are some of the things you should think about or consider along this journey? And as you can see, this man who has technically built himself into his own prison, and perhaps this is a comfort zone, perhaps this was a comfort zone, but in reality he's stuck. He has to move on. And so I think that's speaking to the bigger picture and ties in with the overall message again, that you're stuck, that you need to make a decision, that it's time to start growing, it's time to clear this out, it's time to start becoming, taking that next step in who you're supposed to be. So yeah. Okay, so let's see what we have kind of coming down the pipeline that's going to help us in this journey, and some opportunities, and see where this is kind of going here. We have the morality card. And so what the morality card is it's kind of about going through the motions. For whatever reasons, I always think about religion here, probably because it's just the easiest analogy for me to think of. I probably need to come up with something new, but think about somebody who has grown up in a religion, and they no longer they regardless if they ever did, they at least no longer believe in that religion. But that's all they've ever known. That's what their family's in. That's what their friends are in. So they're just going through the motions. And this is really about the recognition that whatever this is for you no longer serves you. And then making those decisions to kind of break free from that. Now, what kind of sucks about situations like this a lot of times is sometimes there's usually it's temporary. Usually most people come back around, but usually when you kind of make these changes, when you kind of just say, this isn't right for me anymore, I need to make some changes, the people that are around there will, one, try to keep you in that system, or two, try to guilt you for making these decisions. They don't understand it. Because they still do have their belief. They still do ascribe to these type of things. And again, I'm not saying this is a religion deal. I'm saying there's some sort of routine. There's some sort of way of life, or some sort of way of thinking, that you're just going through the motions, but when you really think about it, that it's not good for you, that it's not taking you in the right direction, and that if you continue to do this over and over again, it's going to continue to put you in the same place, and it's time to break free from that. So Why is that an asset? Because knowledge is power. If you realize what's happening and you can recognize it, you can start to make changes. And you can there's so many different things you can do here. I mean, you can go cold turkey, you can plan this out, or whatever else. But regardless, you can't solve a problem if you don't even know what's wrong. And this is an asset, in my opinion, because this is the recognition of what is contributing to all of this, and the idea that it's time to make a change. So it's a mindset thing. Just kind of keep that in place for now. Opportunities. So opportunities for me, this is the fighting card here, and the opportunities is usually like something that's going to come into your life over the next 1 to 3 months, some sort of event, some sort of way that you feel, something along those lines that is going to aid you. Okay, I mean, this is kind of a rough looking card, but it's meant to help you. This is a rough card. It's meant to help you though, and this could be a mindset thing. I think this is a mindset thing. I think that moving out of this is going to take you to a point to where I almost feel like you're just gonna, I mean, I don't know. You'll recognize it when it comes, but look out for this because there's going to be a moment where you just get pissed off, and you know there are situations where being pissed off helps. Sometimes we just need that action. Sometimes we just need to throw everything off and we need to scream and we need to force our way through it. And we need everybody to get the hell out of our way. That's how I'm really feeling this for you. And yeah, can there be some damage? Maybe we have to apologize to people at some point, whatever, later on down the road. Yeah, possibly. But I think for you right now, this is a good thing. I think this is something to where now, again, I don't want you going out and doing something stupid to where it's illegal or anything along those lines. I'm saying that you're just fed up. And if anyone is going to try to guilt you or shame you or get in your way or try to push you in the other direction, you tell them to F off. And if you're not going to help me, get the hell out of my way. Leave me alone until this settles down. It's that type of energy, that type of drive, that type of focus that you're going to need to break out of this. It's almost like you're pushing through this bubble, and it's this resistance, and you got to push and push and push, and you need this like singularly focused, fighting, angry energy to like break through that. That's what I'm picking up from that. So again, how does this help you? Because it's going to help you move forward. And sometimes we need to have some righteous anger to move us in the direction that we need to go to help us break free from the bonds that are, holding us back and holding us in this situation. It's just not, it can't feel good. Just looking at the cards, it can't feel good. I mean, I feel the heaviness just looking at these cards. Trying to put myself in your shoes. I'm just glad for me personally that I well, I'm glad this seems to be right now. This looks kind of gloomy, but kind of just glancing over the cards here, this seems like it's going in a positive direction. So a lot of tough information here for you, but don't despair. Okay, these are all things to help you. Okay, this is about recognition and making those decisions and helping to give you the energy and the fight to get out of this. And that's a great thing. You need that fight. I'd much rather this be happening and this fight coming your way than just being complacent, just sitting in this the rest of your life. That would be the most miserable existence I think I could think of. So don't do that, please. Okay. Sorry, I'm going off rants here. Let's go on and wrap this up. Another thing that's coming in for you is there is going to be something or someone that this is going to be a healthy type connection, a relationship, possibly, a hobby, possibly, something that when you and it or he or she, and I'm not talking relationship in terms of love relationship, if it's a person, but it's going to be something or someone that is going to help be a guide for you and get you to where you want to be. So think dress for success is what pops in my head here as I'm kind of thinking about this. So, I mean, dress for success is basically when we talk about that is like, okay, well, I may not be qualified to do this. I really don't know what I'm doing. I have imposter syndrome, but you know what? I'm going to put my suit on. I'm going to put my power suit on. And I'm going to show up for work every day. And what I don't know, I'm going to work 3 times as hard to get there, whatever else. I'm going to surround myself with the people that I want to emulate, the people that I think I want to be like. And over a long enough period of time, that is going to happen for me. That's what I feel like this is right here. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be a person, but whatever it is, when that connection happens, you can see the 2 trees growing here. You got yellow on one side, pink on the other, and where they're growing together, it's orange, it's creating something new. This is the new direction for you. This is the way that you're going to go. And there's going to be something that you can really lean on, that you're going to be able to focus on, that's going to help you take your mind off of all this other stuff. It's going to help you move past this. It's going to help calm you in a positive kind of way and get you out of this fighting energy that you needed to break out of that bubble, and into more of into yourself, more into a serene, positive direction where you're going to feel better. You're going to feel like you're starting down the path that you need to go, the downhill slide. And then from there, I think things are good. I think things are really good, but we're going to tie this reading up with kind of just this cap here, the lovers. So the lovers is first and foremost a card of choices. And in this position, this is really about, I mean, it's timing, it's when should I take action, that type of stuff. Of course, the lovers and other scenarios could absolutely mean relationship and lovers, and I wish this was in a better spot to where it's a more positive, kind of like, yeah, you go through here and then love and relationship is waiting for you here, and that very well may be the case. So if it is that, the good news is that you can't get here until you work this out, until you get through and past this stuff, because anybody you attract in the time of this self transformation that you're working through here is not going to be good for you. Once you get past here, yes, you're going to start having different wants, different needs. You're going to be more settled. You're going to be more comfortable in your skin. You're going to know what you want. And when you start getting into those more positive vibrations, that's when you're going to start attracting the type of person that's really healthy and good for you. So there's that. But I think this ties back really to the overall deal, is that timing, is that this isn't going to happen until this choice is made. And I do find it interesting here that we have the choice card to start us off, the choice card to move us in a different direction, and then the overall theme of saying, like, this is the disclaimer that yes, this is tough. You need to start moving this direction. I think the universe is going to kick you in your butt and all of this stuff, but choice is the major deal here. I mean, you can stay here forever. It's going to be miserable for you. This is calling for you to make that choice and get moving. That good things are waiting for you. We have to move forward here. Okay, listen, this was a heavy reading. The good news is that over the next 12 months, maybe shorter, maybe longer, but over the next 12 months, sometime here in 2024, you are going to start making a very, very critical and positive move that is going to set your life off in a much better way. It's going to be a much more a happier life, a settled life, a secure life. You're going to have more of what you want. Yeah, we have to jump through some hoops first. Hey, we all have to do it at some point or another. I mean, there's not a human alive that hasn't had to deal with something along these lines. Maybe not always relationship, maybe it's with work, maybe it's with something else, but there's something for all of us. This is where you're at right now. The beautiful thing about this is that there's a path forward. And and I don't think that you are I mean, you wouldn't be watching this reading, especially if you got to this point in the video, if you didn't already realize it to some level. So I'll tell you what, we have, if you have any questions, clarification questions, if you want some more information, drop comments below. My email's in the description. Feel free to shoot me an email if you want to talk a little more about this. I'm more than happy to get you whatever information I can. We'll pull the spread back up and we'll talk through a few things and see if we can, help even more. So we'll go on and wrap this reading up for now. I hope it's been helpful. Thank you once again for watching, and we're going to go on and jump to our final reading of the day. Hey everybody, Jason here, and if you have selected the citrine, you are in the right place for your reading. So this is the love and relationship prediction reading for the next 12 months, 2024. And yeah, let's go on and get these cards laid and see what today has in store for you. It's the kind of information we can get for you. I'm going to move the stone out of the way over here so we have room for the cards. Okay, so we are starting out with a couple cards here. Starting out with a We Are the World. We are moment to moment. And actually, I'm going to tie in this flowering card part of this as well. What's interesting here is I get the sense that someone is actually heading your way. Perhaps you know who this person is. This could be somebody in a friend group, or more of a social setting, perhaps somewhere like a professional organization, but there's some sort of group of people here that I think that you're associated with, that this person coming into your life is going to kind of originate from. Um, and I see the moment to moment, and when I see this, I'm associating this with this person's walking down this path right towards you, and I think you're in a good spot in terms of being open and receptive to a relationship. So this is actually starting out really well in terms of there's been a rough reading or two here today on some of the other spots, but this looks like a very clear indication that something good is going to happen. Let's keep on reading here and see what else the cards have to say here. So it looks like in terms of actions, things you've been doing, maybe you've been ready for this. Maybe you've been open for this. Maybe you've been putting these vibes out there. Maybe you've been doing some self work, and you've gotten past some stuff or whatever else. But it seems like you're in a really good place for whatever's heading this way. Now, this could be a new relationship. Perhaps this is God, I'm thinking it's a new relationship, but perhaps it's that next level up in a relationship too. But I'm thinking really it's a new relationship here. We have the creativity. I guess where I was going before I started rambling there is we have the creativity here, which really, to me, I feel like this is about working on yourself, being open, just staying positive and letting things happen when they happen, as opposed to trying to push them. I think that um, the reason the reason that this is like this right now is because it wasn't always like that, and then there were points in your life where you've really gotten into your head, and this is kind of what you were trying to accomplish in terms of the reading. But I almost get this, if I read reversals, I'd almost have this reverse, but what I'm really getting out of this is that this is kind of where you're at, and the goal here was to get out of your head about this and let things, stop trying to force it, stop trying to be anxious about it, stop worrying about it, that things will happen when they're supposed to happen. And what's interesting about that is that just as I said that happened, that's the timing, the letting go card kind of comes into play with these cards here for me. And that is literally the card that talks about things will happen at the right moment. I mean, the water's kind of rolling down the leaf and it kind of hangs there on the leaf. And when it's ready, when, the momentum's right there, it'll drop in its own time, assuming it's undisturbed. But this is the letting go card. And so again, you're working on yourself. This is where you wanted to get away from that whole being in your head about it and letting things happen when they're supposed to happen. And sure enough, I feel like this is that's exactly what's going on here. The funny thing about that is that if you were still down in here and you were still trying to force things and you were still really in your head about it, I don't think that would actually occur. Sometimes when we force things, we're not going to get what we want, ultimately want, or we're going to get something that we really don't want, even if we think we do. It'll be the wrong kind of thing. But again, I think this is a really positive spot that we're in right now. Um, Things that are coming in that's going to help with the situation. You got some assets, some things to look out for. We have the intensity card here. So this to me is just saying you're focused, you know what you want, you're keeping your eye on the prize, and you are staying within the right mindset that you need to make sure to take advantage of this stuff. So you're not letting things get to you. You're not like some of these old habits, and perhaps you may have been stuck in a cycle once upon a time of whenever this happened, then you would let it put you down in this downward tailspin. You're not letting it happen anymore. You're recognizing those triggers and you're saying, no, I'm going to just put that aside and ignore it, let it go. It doesn't affect me. I'm not reacting to this anymore, because I think that's what you have learned potentially as part of this lesson is, or this experience is, you can't control other people. You can only control the way that you react to other people and to things. So that's where I think this intensity is coming. You're really keeping a correct mindset here, and keeping your eye on the prize, which is nice. And then we have opportunities that are coming. This says this opportunities card is usually something that comes in like in the next 1 to 3 months, but overall short term, just think short term, that this veil is going to be lifted. You're going to be seeing things clearly. I think that whatever happens, whatever this is, this person coming in or so forth, I think it's happening sooner than later. I think it's happening earlier in the year rather than later in the year. And you're going to start being able to step through kind of all this work you've been doing, and being open and receptive and doing all the things right is going to start paying off for you here. Um, let's see here. Now, having said that, we do have the fighting card up here, which indicates there may be some challenges, maybe some roadblocks, maybe some things to get through, and maybe I can't tell you exactly what that is. Maybe this person isn't in the spot that you would want that person to be in. Maybe there's a maybe it's a long distance relationship. I don't know what it is. I'm just saying there's some sort of challenge here. So don't look at the fighting card and say this is bad. This is just something that's going to be an obstacle, a challenge, or something that you're going to have to figure out and work through. So it's not going to be all smooth sailing, although everything else looks pretty good here. But just keep your eye open for that as well. And then I think that that is going to be a little bit of a headache. I mean, we have the timing card here, which is basically speaking to, is this something I should act on quickly? Is this something I should probably be patient with, or, kind of that whole scenario? And we do have the mind card here. And the way that I'm kind of reading this is that I'm reading this as more patience, not to let whatever this is get you all in your head again and get you back to the situation. I don't think you will. But if you're aware of it being a possibility, that it's there, that once you get past this other stuff clears up really nicely for you. Yeah, so I think a great reading. Let's take a look at a couple of things let's look at those assets again one more time. Again, keep up your mindset. I think that's the biggest part of it, is don't fall back into those old patterns and habits. Know that at some point in the near future, this is going to become very clear who this is and what this is. And then the other thing is look at what that challenge is. Again, like I said, it could be as simple as long-term relationship. Would that be a headache? Absolutely, it'd be a headache. There's a lot to figure out there, and that's it has its own challenges. It could be something else. I don't know. Just look out for the challenge and don't let it take you back into this mindset here. Continue on with the positive thinking. Continue on with finding solutions for the challenges to put ahead of you. So that is what I have. If you have any questions or would like some more clarification on this reading, please leave a comment below and let me know. Thank you once again for watching. I hope this has been helpful. Love and relationship predictions for 2024. This is a good reading. Let me know if and what this is for you. I'd love to hear more about it, especially the challenge sides of things. Like, what is that? What came in to kind of kick you around a little bit? Again, I don't think it's going to be a big deal though. I think based off everything else I'm seeing, I think you have a good grip on the situation, and it's just going to be one of those, things, and then you'll be off and running. So, okay, I'm rambling again. Thanks again for watching. We'll go on and wrap it up, and we'll see you next time.